So we are going to be looking at Jane's Addictions, bin chord stealing. Now I've simplified all the chords down for you, so this should be a nice, easy, fun one. Let's get on with it, shall we? So first up, the intro. I don't think you can do much better than just going with the chords that they play there, really. Now that is basically the major shape with a seventh added, okay? In fact, 2 sevenths. So that's the chord shape. You just move it from the 6th fret to the 5th. Now, you can play this in other places. You could play it here. But I find that a bit trickier. You're having to change position rather than just keep the same shape. You could also play this. So you could semi-keep that shape and move it that way. Again, I wouldn't recommend that. Or you could just play this. That's probably easier than that. So you'll flatten your first finger on the 3rd fret and then just add your 2nd or 3rd finger to the 4th fret on the E string, okay? And you just play the top 4 strings. And slide it down. Again, you could play the full chord, right? But again, it starts to get a bit tiring on the old fingers. So I would give you those options. Or, so for the main riff, you could just play a G7 to a G6, I think that is, which is, then to a G major. So, the rhythm might be a little bit tricky, but there's a kind of melody going on with so the right hand is going to be playing okay, and then alright, so easier to hear it in context, I think, with the 4 chords. Now if you want to put the, which you will hear him play, you can do it that way, okay? What I'm doing there, because I can't play, well, maybe I can. Not very comfy though. So if you've got big old fingers, you can move your little finger from the 3rd fret to the 5th. But if you bring your thumb over the top, so you're going to be muting the A string, and then the rest are, so 2 open, 2 fretted on the 3rd fret. And you can play your G like that. And then you can go to the 5th fret with either the 3rd or the 4th finger. And then back to the G7 bit. Alright, so there is another way that you can make this a little bit more tricky or challenging if you wish. And that is when you do the G7, if you also add your little finger to the 3rd fret on the B string. That sounds pretty close to the original. Okay, I think that makes a bit of difference, but I find it quite hard to get to that that chord shape. So if you can play that, then go for it. It'd sound like this. Again, I can't play that one, so if you can, then I would encourage you to do so, because it sounds better to my ears. Then you've got these chords, okay? and then you're going to go into some other stuff. Let's go for that bit first. So I play it actually on the electric like that. So if you want to minimise the sort of chord changes or chord shape changes, then go for the open C. Then you can fret the 6th fret with one of these major shapes, which is 6, 8, 6, 1, 3. Okay, so that's the easiest way to play that, I think. Then the next bit, he plays. And then that's how Dave plays it on the electric. But you could play that as open chords as well. That is a C sus4, and that is a C. You could play that here with open chords. Okay. Sounds good to me. And this bit, well, that's the same chord we started with, right? Which is our C7. And you can play a C7 in the open position like this. So you really don't have to move from this C shape, okay? So you can play 2, 3, 4. Or, alright, so that again. And you're back into that bouncy little riff. So just to go through that C sus4 to C to 7, it's basically you keep the C shape, but the little finger's just doing the work. So you're going to go on the 3rd fret there on the D string, and then off. So that's just a normal C, okay? Back on the same fret, and then you take it off and put it back like one string up, okay? So it's now on the 3rd fret on the G string. So it's, but with the C chord. And then into that chord. So I don't know if I need to go around that anymore. I think that's the nicest way to play it. So just very briefly then, let's go through that again. And back into that. And that's it. Those are all the parts you need. So those repeat around. That's what they play behind the solo as well, and towards the end you just kind of extend out one of the parts by like 1.5. So, but you know all the parts, so go nail it, people. Cheers.